What's up everyone, this is Shirt talking and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be watching the latest Xenoblade Chronicles 3 trailer, commenting about some stuff that I find interesting. I already watched this trailer a lot of times and this will not be a first impression, but let's go. I really think that there's a lot to discuss about this trailer.
There you are! You monsters!
Cut it out! We're your friends here!
Now this is a part that we need to discuss. First of all, her eyes are shining red. And this is a sign in this game for characters that can probably see something beyond what other people can see, and they will be able to fuse as well. It is interesting that this character has access to the same things as this protagonist, but she sees them differently. There's also a sign on her eyes here. If you look, this seems like a black hole. It could also just mention Ouroboros, because this game talks a lot about Ouroboros. Seems to be the name of your party, but also something about maybe a sign or a curse, something that people are marked with. At this point in the game, it seems like they still haven't used the Ouroboros power yet. Although, as you can see, there are 6 playable characters and also the Nopums.
Cut it out! We're your friends here!
The fact that says that we are your friends, it must mean that she was a character that was aligned with some of your party members, but then she is chasing them. This way that she looks on that and see those 2 red eyes may mean something. Like I said, something related to a curse for them. Maybe it's not really a curse, but it's how the world perceives it.
They order you to destroy Ouroboros too.
So here again, saying they ordered you to destroy Ouroboros too. This is probably something ancient that they found, and he was just referring to the past character being on a mission to destroy Ouroboros. That can be Dan or something else.
The world out.
This character reminds me a little of Demi-Fiend, the protagonist from Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, because of the marks that he has in his face. There's also something on the chest that kind of reminds me of Sun or something related to.
Enemy.
Look, this blue things looks like tears, reminds me of Shin Megami Tensei. His eye is also shining red. That means that he's also with a mark.
Even though we're being chased by both nations at once.
This part, she says that they are being chased by both nations at once. Those 2 nations were at war, but now they are together chasing our protagonists. So this Ouroboros thing, this mark thing, must be something really important to the world.
There's a reason we met. There has to be.
That's why!
Let's go!
Now we get a glimpse of the fight, and they say that there's a reason we met, because they were on opposing sides, and now they are together for the same reasons. I don't know, probably to find why they are marked. This battle system is just already pretty nice, because they have a lot of space to see the field without something interfering. The HUD here is very nice. I believe that Xenoblade Chronicles 1 had a very nice and clean HUD, something that also happens with Persona games. They really know how to do this, become clean without interfering with the atmosphere.
Come here! I got something for you!
Also, we can see that we have 6 playable characters in the field, but we can have even more than that. There's a break system like before. Now we just arrived to a very particular point. We see this creature here that seems like it's an enemy. We are facing it. There is a ring around it, just like Saturn's ring. And it reminds me a little of Gears or Max, but also has some biological features. And because the team that's making this game is also related to past Xeno games, we can think about some comparisons, and I will show you something that I thought just when I saw this at once, and It's just too similar to Neo Genesis Evangelion. Why? Because here they are much more biological than mechanical. As you can see by seeing teeth, and this is what you see here on this picture as well, kind of a human-like face. Not exactly just human, it's still a little strange so that you don't feel comfortable when looking on. All the other Evas are kind of more common to human figures, but this one especially, Eva 01, is the one that screams, I'm bestial. I am not just a robot. And when you look on the past designs from Xenogears, for example, they were just like robots, being piloted by humans, so it's pretty different this time. I also believe that they took some inspirations from maybe Digital Devil Saga, where you see that these characters are devils. They have this menacing look, and may have some inspiration from this. Okay, so let's keep going.
What is that thing?
You've got a real death wish.
See that teeth? That's what reminded me of Eva, and also from Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga. And it's probably a fusion of two characters, but more into that later.
Now, kids, you share a common destiny.
This seems to be the first time that they are fusing. We already know.
I felt her thoughts. There were so many. And then they were a part of me. How are you inside me?
This part is very interesting because Noah has a red mark on his eye, but it's on a different side than Neo. So that's why they can fuse.
Hold on.
But this energy on the body, right on the middle of the chest, is just the same that we saw in the other character. But the other one had two, so I don't know if that's a different type of fusion. But you can also see something here that reminds me as well of a center of energy right on the top of the head. Also, on one side has a wing. The other side has a hair, reminds me a little of a snake. So that half of the body is more of one character, another half of the body is more related to the other character. Another probably reference is Tales of Zestiria. We have a male character fusing up with a female character, and the result is this character in the middle that retains more of the male character, but you can still see something about the female character in the clothes design. And one interesting thing as well is that when they fuse it together, they became one character in the top of the HUD, and there's a warning there. I do believe that when they reach the max warning, they will be uncontrollable or they will just die. That also reminds me of Digital Devil Saga. In that game, the characters can just go berserk depending on the circumstances. They are calling for the other party members. They can also fuse together.
Let's get stuck in!
Yeah, will do.
Again, characters with marks on different eyes that will be able to fuse together. One side of them are a little different than the other. Still have a central of energy here on the chest.
So you can take that form via a strong desire or emotion.
This third fused character is a little different. The central of energy is more down below, whereas the character is not so different. Both sides of the character, going from this point and this point, are pretty similar. So it's also the most feminine look character between all the three fusions. We just got two different scenes. In this point, you can see that all scenes so far had only one fused character, and Leons and Cena together have this gauge very close to warning, and they have a different level up here. It says level 2, so probably you can just increase the power of the character by leveling it up, and even the form itself will be different. I don't know, but because it's pretty close to warning, you should just defuse as soon as possible, or else something will happen. This point in the story is very interesting because everyone is paralyzed. It's just your character, Noah, looking on the environment and everyone is frozen in time.
Henceforth, all orders are rescinded. Eliminate Ouroboros at all costs.
This part is also interesting because that character is a little of a spoiler, so I'll not be talking about it. Seems to be ordering to erase Ouroboros. If it's the party members, that means that they belong to something. And in this time, I'll be showcasing the Ouroboros from the myth. It's just this snake that is biting its own tail. So, and you see that it's infinite. Ouroboros is always used for infinity. And there are very different ways to show Ouroboros. The standard one is more about this on the center, and the other ones are, well, different representations, but all of them means infinity. Something that starts and never have an ending because it just keeps cycling. It's just the cycle of life and death. Life keeps going even if something dies. And that may seem to be the theme of this game. Maybe your party members are trying to get out of a cycle of life and death.
That is my...
In this scene, you can see a sign on the hand of Taeyeon. I don't know what the sign means, but there is a central red image.
My revenge.
And this is another spoiler character from past games.
Pay back for Nimue dying with her wish unfulfilled.
They are talking about someone dying without their wish unfulfilled. And you see that this character has its hand crystallized. I don't know, it's probably from a different race that we haven't seen past Xenoblade games.
It's a wild ride.
Again, we are seeing this enemy, we don't know it yet, but it's very easy to look that in the center of his core, now you can see an 8, or this symbol of infinity. Well, besides Ouroboros, we have a symbol for infinity, that's the symbol here, and just means a cycle that never ends.
Passage of fate.
This is a new character, I haven't seen it in the past.
We got us.
And this part here is incredible because his monado seems to be shattering into pieces and it will form a armor body around himself. And you will also be able to see the mark in his left hand. Maybe that is something related to Ouroboros as well. Look on his hand.
Still awakening.
Why is my name on here?
This other character is probably related to one of the protagonists, but I'm not so sure if it's playable.
I weighed.
This part is also interesting because we see this giant mech, and it's much more robotic than the characters that we have. So maybe unrelated to the Ouroboros. And the movements are very similar to the next character we'll see.
Demands we fight.
See?
Come.
It's just the same movement. And there are these two mechs fighting each other. One has green energy, another one has blue energy. The color of the energy may also hint on something.
Then, and test your mettle against my...
You see that the first character we saw in the trailer seems to be attacking the other. Her energy is the blue one. Either one of them will be playable, I'm thinking. Then we see other Nopons here.
Help with fighting!
And it's a very nice part to discuss. We have 7 playable characters at this point. And 7 playable characters is just too much. And this is not the first time that we have seen a JRPG with 7 playable characters on the field. Star Ocean 5 did it first. But this game had such a terrible camera that it was super hard to understand what was going on. Here on this picture, we can only see 2 of the playable characters attacking an enemy. We don't know what the other ones are doing. We kind of have to rely on AI. It will probably work so much better on Xenoblade because they have a much better camera angle on fights. The Nopons will not be able to fuse unless they fuse with each other because they are considered only one character, Riku and Banana. And now we have a new character, Xeon. This character here I haven't seen before. There's just too many characters. We have at least 8 so far.
I've never used this kind.
9 now because this character called Valdi is also included. There's just so many playable characters, that's a good thing. We see on the trailer that they have very low level, only 23 with already 7 characters. This may not be final, maybe they are just running a test build.
And a blade before. all the tech.
This part is pretty interesting because he's using the same clothes as Theon. Why is he using the same clothes? It seems like this is a class that you can use inside the game, and then you can use the same attacks as the other one. I don't know, maybe he's just disguised it so that he's not found.
Techniques I can use with it are flashing before my eyes.
Bring it home! Finish!
These are the same attacks from the first trailer, so I don't understand. His hand is also with blue energy again, with this thing that may be his monado just shape-shifting.
Only thing that can change all this.
This character is another character that may be spoiler. I'll not be talking about him, but he may be coming from another game.
Is the will of Ouroboros.
And he says that this is the will of Ouroboros. So they are representing the will of something that may be a god, I don't know. All the characters are here together, but the ones that we saw in the first trailer as well. So the ones that we saw on the party may not be story related or just optional. I don't know.
You kids, and you alone.
Not that I have all that much time to spare.
This part she says that not that I have much time to spare, so this may be a curse. And they may just slowly die because of it. Not just her, but the whole party. Here we have all of them together. I cannot see if they are more evolved, but it does seem like. Not so sure about this.
But soon.
Finding a path that lets us all live. I will make that my mission.
This part she says that finding a path that makes us all live. It means that probably the characters that want them dead are wanting to follow a path where it's right to delete them from existence, since they are disturbing the infinity order or something about that. So we will try to find a way to not erase existence or not start again and get out of this infinity system. This totally relates to past Xeno games, so maybe the plot. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, the release date. 29th of July, this is just so early. I don't know. Less than 4 months from now. I'm really excited to play this game. So, this is it, guys. Thanks so much for watching the video. I don't know if you got to the same conclusions as mine. But even if you didn't, please say here your ideas on the comment section so we can discuss this further. Are you also excited for this game? Because I am. I see you on the next video. Bye.